Oh yeah, right there.
What are the things you ask them, usually to get enough information to like do crowd work on them? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what are your go-to where are you from, or who you with, or like I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the basic questions at first, like just like, hey, what's your name? Like, what are you doing? And like, what do you do for work? Or what are you guys' relationship? How long you been together? Oh, are you guys in a what is this group? What are you guys doing?
And like, are you leading people down like a certain place you want them to get to so you can make it funny, or like you're probing to see like, what could I make funny from this?
Yeah, both. Yeah, because sometimes you'll do some crowd work and you won't know where to take it, so you have to move on. Literally, you just ask someone a question. If you can't think of something funny on the spot, you just move on to the next person.
And you like, how do you do it gracefully, right? Like
nothing. You just like, sometimes I literally would just be like, hey, what's up? What's your name? Blah blah blah. Oh, what's your name? Okay, nice. And you guys together? Yeah, cool. How long have you been together? 3 months. Oh, right. Nice. Okay, cool. So you're in the honeymoon phase? Yeah. Okay, cool. I have no joke here. So anyway, what do you guys? And then like, I don't know, people laugh at that. It's like, if you just can't think of anything, it is what it is. You figure that out on stage.
Do you feel like people generally are, do you sense that people are excited to be at a comedy show and they want to like interact or engage with like, or do you find like they have this like don't look at me sort of like don't look at me syndrome of like leave me alone, or like can you sense it? Like because I'm assuming you make eye contact a little bit too, and like being like a sophisticated human person that you are, and you have this brain in your side of you, you can sense body language and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you have to make eye contact. If they're avoiding eye contact, then they're probably really shy and you know they don't want to be called on, but you still do it because you're a comedian and you don't give a fuck. Like,
do you like at that moment know you're making them uncomfortable and like you're bringing them out of their shell? Like you obviously are not trying to make them not have a good time, but you're trying to like take them out of their comfort zone, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, because you want to include everyone. That's why. But also, it takes some skill to do that, and also the right people to do it. Like some comedians can't do that at all. I think I'm pretty strong on doing that. It's like one of my strong suits.
And do you think it's like a risk doing
100%,
crowd work?
100%. Because it could just fall completely flat, and then you have to just continue doing your material. And the crowd work was for nothing.
I think one of the hardest parts of like seeing like so many comedians, I think, is that when they do struggle with sets, because I've had the chance to see a lot of like amateur comics, is this transition out of like a bad joke, like a joke that then fell flat or whatever. Yeah. And I relate that to like playing sets, like playing music. It's like sometimes you go and you try something. And so I was trying to like ask to sort of see like, what were the parallels of like playing music and like DJing and like that kind of stuff in a venue or a club or something like that. Yeah. And there are those moments, right, where you try something, you're like, I'm just going to go for it, man. It's 1 a.m. Party's pumping.
Fuck it.
Yeah, some shit like that. And you, in a sense, do crowd work because you've been doing crowd work the whole night. So it's not a perfect parallel, but I guess in a sense, like you are there before and typically after. And exactly. You sometimes even frequent the club on off nights or on other nights, and you've seen enough where maybe you sort of have like a general guideline of like what kind of,
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of why you should watch the host every single show.
What do you mean?
You should always watch the host, at least, if you're not going to watch the other comedians. Because the host is the one that's starting the show and he sets the tone for the rest of the night. Oh, so you get to see how the crowd reacts to what this guy is doing with his crowd work or his or her crowd work and their material. Right. And then you base your set off that. So sometimes if I see the crowd work's not working, actually it depends, because sometimes crowd work doesn't work for the host, but then I want to go up and challenge myself and be like, well, I think my crowd work will work. Right. And then I'd go and then usually bombs because from the very start they weren't down. Right. But there are times when they do like it, and then that's a fucking win. And that feels great. But or like you see like what kind of content they laugh at, what type of material content. You see what kind of material they laugh at, and And then you can also base your set off that too. What kind of, materials you want to work on while you're on stage that they might like. But then again, what I've also heard on the other side of it of like, you just got to do your shit. You just got to do your set.
I was going to say that too.
Like you don't need to cater to anybody, but also like you can see where people are swaying towards, but you don't need to cater exactly to what their needs are because everyone's different. But at the end of the day, you just have to just do your set and that's it.